Are we already recording?
I have to ask.
Uh-oh. What's happening?
Actually, wait. Well, first of all, I'm your host, Dan. With me is Pat
Hello.
and Tip.
Yeah,
What the fuck's with your hair?
I got a headache.
You look like Justin Bieber.
He gets all the girls, so
He is a girl, though.
He gets all the 12-year-old girls.
He's the most successful lesbian on the market.
It's true.
Not that there's
I was
anything wrong with that.
I was taking a nap, and that's me when I get up.
So we
Deal with it.
You got Tip on a prime real estate right here.
Get a haircut, you bum.
Check this out.
Oh no, Tip's becoming a teen heartthrob. I'm feeling uncomfortable. Are you feeling uncomfortable, audience? Are you feeling uncomfortable?
I'm a little uncomfortable too.
Okay,
I think we need an adult.
Just fix it.
So
Yeah.
everybody, welcome back.
There we go.
What else? What's been going on with you, kindly gentlemen, this week?
Oh, what an exciting week I've had.
Oh yes, you're the one with the big story.
I like big stories.
Yes.
So, I injured myself last week.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Technically, I could be one of those Pokemon Go hurt me, I'm gonna sue the thing people.
Oh, you have
Like all the
frivolous
stories
lawsuits
you
in
hear,
Canada
like-
too? That's awesome.
What?
You have frivolous lawsuits in Canada also?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Go on.
You just don't hear about it because we're too nice to publish it. So technically, I could blame Pokemon Go, although I wasn't playing the game when it happened. So I finally decided, I usually just walk around the neighborhood and whatever I catch, whatever. But I was getting sick of that, so I got my wife to get a. I drove my wife to work so that I could have the car. Took the kids and my brother-in-law to one of the parks here. So we get there. There's a spot, 3 Pokestops. There's lures on it. We're catching things like crazy. And then the servers went down because Japan went live.
Fucking.
So there was nothing we could do. We couldn't play the game because we couldn't get on. So there was right across from where we are. There's like a wooden stage, and it's got like a pond in front of it, so it sort of separates the crowd from the production, whatever's going on. And my daughter, there was some kids playing over there, so my daughter was like, "Hey, I want to go over there." I'm like, "Okay." I said, "I don't know how to get there though." My brother-in-law says, "Okay, there's a path that goes across this bridge and then behind that thing, and it connects right to it, and you can just walk around." I'm like, "Okay." So I go around this path, and I didn't see that the paved part continued around. I just saw that there was another path like here that was shorter, and there was a big rock in the middle. It was a dirt path, so I'm like, "Okay, let's go this way." Both kids went up over the rock, no problem. So I'm like, whatever. I'll just take a big step over this rock. But what I didn't know was some asshole animal had made a burrow underneath that side of the rock.
Oh.
So I stepped over with all my force and hit the edge of the burrow, and my foot went like that.
Oh.
Yeah. So turns out I sprained a ligament
Ugh, that
in my
hurts.
ankle. Yeah, so
Did
I
your
haven't.
toes turn purple?
No, it wasn't that bad. But
Hold
I
off on
definitely
that, Tip. I know what you're going to go with. I know what you're
I
going with.
couldn't-
But let Dan finish
I
his story.
couldn't walk. Like initially it happened and it was just like there's a scrape on the back of my heel and I was like, that really fucking hurts. But as the day went on, we went home, we had supper, sat down and relaxed, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, fucking ankle really hurts. That's weird. So it's time to go pick up my wife. So I get back in the car. I got halfway there and I had to pull over. I could not drive.
Oh, no.
I had to drive the rest of the way with my left foot.
Oh. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
So I get to the hospital and it was relatively, for a Canadian emergency room, I was in and out in 2 hours, which is very, very good.
2 hours.
2 hours
That's
is
unheard of.
very, very good.
That
That's
is
like, holy
unheard
shit,
of.
you were in and out. Normally it's like 5-6 hours because they prioritize everybody, and then if people come in that are more serious than you, they get bumped ahead.
They get a bump to the head.
I mean, there was a lot of people there too. I don't know if they were just on top of things that day or if I got moved up, but yeah. So now I got crutches, and yeah. So Pokemon Go ruined my life.
Mm-hmm.
So let's play a game called Tip One Up Stan. Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, it's 2015 January,
Christmas time, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
right after Christmas time. My
Christmas
roommate,
isn't in January, but okay.
technically it is, but we'll get into that later.
Well, as
So-
we smudge.
My roommate at the time and I, we were sitting at our house and we were drinking, which is bound to happen when I'm with my roommate.
Or
Bound to
anyone.
happen, yeah. Um, we were drinking and decided, man, we live in San Antonio, Texas. It's only 60 degrees in January, but we need some firewood for our fireplace. And just so happened, the house was up along a golf course, and we knew that they had torn down a bunch of trees and stuff for the golf course, and we knew where it was. And it's like, well, let's go get it. He's like, yeah, but let's just hop the fence instead of walking all the way to the gate that's never locked. I was like, okay. The fence is about the size of your standard door,
Okay.
and it was just metal poles because it was facing the golf course. Oh, a new angle. So we get up and we're jumping the fence, and I was drinking, and my foot got caught on one of the posts, my right foot. So I start to fall, and it rips through my jeans and all the way out the cuff, and I land all my weight on my ankle. So I'm sitting there like, and Blake's all, my roommate's like, stop being a pussy, walk it off. So I walked it off, and we trekked half mile, got the firewood, walked back, threw it over, went back, got another bunch, came back and threw it over. So the next morning, my ankle looked like this.
It's like, oh, no.
Oh, did you roll
Looks
it?
like somebody threw a
Well, it gets
tennis ball
better.
inside his ankle.
So I texted the girl I was seeing at the time. I was like, is this regular? She's like, does it hurt? It's like, well, I don't know. I haven't gotten out of bed yet. I haven't moved it. So she told me, go to the doctor. So I did. And I broke my ankle.
Oh,
So it looked kind of like that. That's my heel.
That
that's awful.
is
Wait, it gets better.
not-
Oh, it's like bright purple.
Yeah, and then for some reason, my toes turned the same color.
Oh, I did. Okay, for those of the audio listeners, Tip is showing us a picture of his
Oh,
foot.
so that's probably because your toes went backwards as well.
No, apparently
Were they
nothing
bruised?
happened to my toes, but the blood just needed someplace to go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, and if you can see there
Holy
at
shit!
the bottom,
Okay.
I have a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
scrape too.
We're going to need a not safe for work warning on this, or like, oh my, okay, I did not need to see that.
Pat, just turn your sound off.
So,
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I didn't get crutches because I told the doctor, oh, I can get by just fine on. Oh Jesus, Pat!
No, that can't be happening right now. Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Okay, it stopped. Stop.
The return of the
Just-
fire
just-
alarm.
Just start back at. So I told the doctor.
Okay, go on.
or-
Go on.
So I told the doctor that, oh, I'm getting by just fine on ibuprofen. Didn't tell him I was taking like 12 at a time every 3 hours.
Right.
He's like, oh, okay. Well, just wrap it, because whatever. And went to a second doctor like a week later and said, yeah, you probably should have been on crutches and had a boot and the whole lot. But
So
I got a prescription for a boot, but I didn't go get it.
did it heal wrong?
yeah, it cracks now. Like if I try and do a rotation with it, it goes,
Cool.
yeah.
I don't think so. That's probably not going to be very happy for you in like your 80s.
He'll be
I
able to
don't
tell when
plan
the
on-
rain's coming.
Yeah. Or if just look at the calendar and see if it's
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? Rain's coming.
But yeah, so that's
That's awful.
That's your
Yeah.
That's your story, huh?
yeah.
So I've been. Yeah.
You called it Tip one ups Dan, yet Dan didn't injure himself as severely, so it's almost like Dan one up Tip because he didn't break his ankle.
I think I won that one.
Story's more interesting though.
I guess that's well. I mean, it was more painful
And
to
we were-
listen to. At the very
yeah.
least, it was more painful to listen to.
Got the better reaction from Pat.
Well, as far as I know, my story is not as interesting as your guys, and it's not involving anything to do with dismembering yourself or hurting anything. But I did have a fun instance yesterday, actually. Everybody always teases insurance agents as being these boring groups of people, right? It's like, oh, they sit around desks all day and we're counting numbers and figures, and it's just god awful. Well,
Yes, we're totally just teasing.
well,
Unless their name is Pat, because he doesn't.
In which case, he's the guy that changes batteries in the mice and
Yeah.
hey now,
puts more paper in the printer.
hey now, let's not get out of hand here. But the important thing is that
Is your house burning down?
no, that's the stupid battery sound. I swear. Anyway, so basically we had what's called the insurance trade show here,
Oh.
right? And it sounds really lame and it sounds really pathetic, but it's actually one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced. We've had these for a couple of years, but this one was a lot of fun because we have these companies coming in from out of town, and we're the local agent. And the local agent basically represents the larger companies.
The Lollipop Guild?
I don't think they want to be called the Lollipop Guild. But essentially, they go around and talk to all the agents. And my brother, he has this way of just mingling with anybody. You can ask Tip. He's not necessarily good at it, but he can mingle with anybody. He can talk to everybody about anything. Well, yesterday he goes, Pat, just follow me around. I'm going to show you something. I'm like, okay. So he goes around to the first company, starts talking to the guy, and within 5 seconds, the guy's like, Jonathan, I noticed you don't have a beer in your hand. And Johnny's like, no, sir, I do not. And he goes, you know what? Let me go take you. And hey, who's this? Oh, this is Patrick. He's my assistant. He's my brother. Like, okay, absolutely. And so they take us and then get a beer. And so we're there and we're drinking Shinerbach, and it was a wonderful thing. And we're talking about insurance and dumb, fun things going on. And then we're like, okay, that was great, John. Good job. And we're sitting there and he goes, you want another one? I'm like, I said, you're going to buy me one? He goes, no, come with me. I'm like, where are we going? And so he takes me to another company. He starts talking. Hey, so how you doing? This and this and whatever and this and whatever. And he goes, hey, Jonathan, yeah. Hey, so I see you just got done with your beer there. Hey, let's go get you another one. The other
I'm in the wrong line of work.
company rep bought him and me more beers. And then finally I got to the point where we sat down at a table, and then these people that was just flocking over to us and we're just talking, they kept bringing me and Johnny more drinks to the point where I had to say, you know what, I'm done. I can't do this. I wasn't driving home, and I had to say, I'm done. I can't do it, because they were so generous and they were so nice. And but it taught me that even insurance agents can let loose and have fun, and it was really cool.
Let's play Tip 1-Ups Pat. Yay!
This round, Tip goes against the free drinks.
So I moved up here May of last year, right before the Pacquiao fight. Like the weekend of the Pacquiao fight, packed up my stuff, moved up, lived with my cousin for a month. But the night I got there was the night of the Pacquiao fight. And so we go to the fight and we drink at the fight. Then we go to this local establishment that's in the bottom of a restaurant, or bottom of a hotel. And we start drinking there. And we always go there because my cousin's real estate agent is the bartender. So my cousin's bought 2 houses off the guy. My cousin drinks for free and I drink for free. And the drinks are strong. I can't tell you a whole lot about this night.
Hold on.
Not
Dan, are you okay?
I'm listening.
Dan's making a very, like, he just ate a lemon right now.
It hurts like a bastard when I have to move it.
Understood.
Yeah.
Go on, Tip.
Okay. So I can't tell you a whole lot about this night, not because of the debauchery that undoubtedly went on.
Right.
I just don't remember except for very few snippets. First snippet, I had finished my drink and I went to place it on the bar.
Oh, yes.
And I put my hand out to put it on the bar, but I was a good 15 feet away from the bar and my arm's only this long, and I let go.
Relatively speaking, I can't tell how long Tip's arm is, but yes.
Not 15 feet.
Right.
So the glass just falls to the ground
Could have a
and
clown arm.
shatters. Any other place, you would have been thrown out. But my cousin and I, we owned that place. Before I could retract my arm, the waitress put another drink in my hand.
So either that was a really cool experience, or they were secretly trying to kill you through alcohol poisoning.
So either way. So after that, I kind of blacked out. Apparently, I called a couple ex-girlfriends, and apparently it was not a...
The point is, did they call you back?
Yeah, to tell me that I had called them.
Oh, nice. Okay. That,
You know one of them.
well, I know, but it's your story. I wanted to give you the...
But so after that, there's a chunk of time missing, and we ended up at a strip club.
Is that where you,
Don't know what happened.
is that where you came to?
That's where I remembered what was. I was like, oh yeah, we're still out. So then we. I don't know what happened there because I remember being there, and then I woke up at my cousin's house, and I had 2 days before I started my new job, and I knew that they were gonna run a battery of tests, drug, alcohol, make sure I wasn't drunk and the sort. And I was desperately afraid I was gonna fail the alcohol test, and it had been 2 days before I had to take it.
Well, I mean, didn't you say that your work regularly, like drug tests and all that stuff?
Well, yeah, but I had never worked there before.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Well, as long as you knew that. Dan, have you ever gotten so bad that you just started making mistakes all the time?
Oh, you mean like drunk?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No. No, I was always pretty.
You know, I can see a lot.
Usually, if I get that bad, I'm like in a house somewhere.
Oh, okay.
And I just go to bed.
Oh, that's good.
Like
That's
the only
wise.
the only time I wasn't at home, and I sort of did something.
Sort of.
I think I was 17 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So me, my cousin Steve, and my cousin Derek,
You slept with your cousin.
and some girls.
Oh,
Were somewhere drinking, but the three of us shared, what was it, a 40 of Canadian Club rye,
Oh, okay.
which is awful. It's the worst fucking rye you could ever buy. If somebody ever offers you Canadian Club, say no thank you. I'll have a Crown Royal. Anyway, we drank that whole thing in about 45 minutes, if that. And I wasn't much of a drinker at the time. I'm still not, but like, I was 17, right? So we got really, really drunk, and then I just passed out on the couch, and then they went to the bar. But later that night, my cousin Steve's girlfriend, who was psycho, she came over. It was like 6 a.m, and she like bangs on the door for a while. Somebody let her in, and then she comes up and like kicks him, and he was sleeping right beside me. Just starts losing it on him. And I woke up, I looked her dead in the eye and went, "Can you shut the fuck up? People are trying to sleep here." Passed back out.
Attaboy, Dan.
But that's like,
Attaboy.
that's the closest I get.
That's good. I like that. You're a.
let's talk about Pat's 21st birthday.
Let's not. No. I've told that story way too many times. I don't want to do it no more. No.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Tip's 21st birthday.
There you go. Let's talk about Tip's 21st birthday.
It sucked because I'm the oldest of my group of friends. So I turned 21. And I was sitting on my porch drinking a 6-pack of beer by myself. That was my first 6-pack.
Yeah. Sure. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did on my 21st birthday.
I'll show you my first 6-pack. No, I'm just
You know
kidding.
what I did? You know what I did on my legal birthday, which was actually in 19? I went to Montreal, which is a different province, and the legal drinking age is 18, because my uncle decided to get married on that day. And instead of going to the wedding, I took the ride to Montreal, and then my wife and I, who we were just dating at the time, we just like walked around and went to a bunch of bars, just the two of us.
Oh, that's nice.
That's awesome.
What a
It was,
romantic
but it
day.
pissed me off because I'm like, I'm turning 19. I've been in Ontario my whole life. Legal drinking age is 19, and then I go to a province where it's 18. I'm like, fuck, I could have went here like last week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because like literally, it's maybe a 10-minute drive to get to Quebec. Because our city's like right on the border, kind of like El Paso in Mexico.
Yeah. A lot of people do that here too.
Except it's a 3-hour drive to get to Mexico.
Although,
Not because of distance, but because you're stuck on the bridge.
although Dan, you know that Tip waited till he was 21 before he even tasted alcohol. He had no prior evidence of it, and you're going to realize that just now when he tells how his first experience with alcohol went. Go ahead, Tip. Go tell him your young naive story.
So I was about 5.
21.
And
Go on.
I was about 5, and I went to a pool party at my aunt's house, and I got what I thought was a Coke.
Mm-hmm.
And I opened
It was
it,
full of spit. Go on.
and I just chugged the fucker.
It was beer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you
So
throw
that-
up?
Yeah, I threw up.
Nice.
So that was my first experience with alcohol.
At 7 years old. I mean,
5.
at 21.
At 21. Yeah.
Oh, my first. I just had Fat Tire, a 6-pack of Fat Tire.
Oh, nice.
My first time I ever drank was, if I remember it correctly,
It sounded like it was terrible. If I remember how that night went, I was on my fifth
no,
shot
this
of
is
Jack.
no, it was my second time. My first time, my buddy and I bought a 6-pack and we shared it, and it was so wasted. No, the second time was I bought a 6-pack of Old English,
Ugh.
which it's like
Ugh.
$5, or at
Yeah.
the time it was like $5 for a 6-pack.
It's like they're Rolling Rock.
It's even worse than Rolling Rock.
Ah,
Rolling Rock could be upgraded.
Not possible. Go on.
Awful.
Okay, go ahead.
And I drank 4, I think, as fast as I could, and then immediately threw up on some guy's floor and then went home.
Well, the only way you can drink Old English is as fast as you can, because the second you let the taste kind of set in,
Yeah, it was
it's like
bad.
it's like Milwaukee's Beast.
What's Milwaukee's Beast? Is that any
Sure.
good?
Milwaukee's best beer is not good.
Oh. Have you ever had something called Mothership?
Yes, remember it tasted like Beanie Weenies.
Yeah, it tastes like bean water. I don't know. Dan, do you make beans regularly over there?
No.
Okay, here's what happens. Well, you'd imagine in El Paso we make beans a lot. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Well,
Yeah.
when you boil them, and you have to boil them, and then you separate the beans, and then there's the water that's left over, and it has a smell to it. So from the smell, you can kind of get this kind of taste to it, and it
Okay.
is awful. It's wretched. It's like worse than Tip's story about his ankle. And you drink this thing
You're
called
the one that
Mothership.
gets bothered by
and it's-
that.
I don't know either, man. It just I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not as bad as some other people, but I'm pretty bad when it comes to stories like that. When it comes to injuring, when it comes to like gross things, I can handle it. When it comes to injuring people, I can't do it. But it's an awful beer.
So this is gonna sound really wrong.
Uh-oh. Choose your words carefully.
I
It's a
am.
live feed.
We're not live.
It's not a live feed. Be even more careful.
I like getting somewhat severely injured.
Why?
He's a masochist. Go
Not because I enjoy the pain or anything, but people kind of treat you different.
Oh, you're a sympathy whore. That's totally
like it.
different. Totally
So-
different. Yeah.
When I was a freshman in high school, yeah, it was my freshman year. No, it was my sophomore year. It doesn't matter. No, it was my freshman year. It definitely was my freshman year. We stayed the night at my buddy's place. What's Pat pointing at? I guess at this point it's me.
No, what is this? What is this painting on? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but what is this painting on your wall?
I bought it.
What is it?
It's art, Pat.
Oh. I was like,
Oh,
it's a literal heart. That's why I didn't understand it. I'm sorry.
It's the Sacred Heart of Jesus. You're Catholic, my man.
That is a biological
You should
heart.
know
That's
that.
a biological heart.
Haven't you ever seen the picture of the Sacred Heart of Jesus?
No, I didn't take that class. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry, Tiff. I didn't mean to interrupt your story. I just
What was I talking
attention
about?
deficit. Go on.
Oh, so
We're
I got.
professionals.
We were staying the night at my friend's house, and we went swimming. Again, it was January. Maybe I shouldn't go outside in January, but we were swimming, and these guys start throwing rocks. Well, we couldn't see it because they were throwing it over one apartment building into the pool. And
Okay.
so we're like, well, what's going on? It's like 10:30 at night, and we're like, what's going on? Oh, let's just keep swimming. Blah blah. There's a party in the cabana. It's gonna be, we'll be okay. So we just start swimming again, and more rocks start coming. And we're like, what the fuck's going on? So finally, we decided, you know what? Let's just go because one of us is gonna get hurt, and I'm not doing CPR any of you fuckers. Blah blah blah. That's gay.
That's
We're-
gay. I'm not saving your fucking life. That's gay.
CPR is gay.
Yeah,
What the hell?
that's what our mindset was at the time. That's a new shirt.
Yeah,
But
CPR is. Go on.
No.
But so we get out of the pool and we're getting ready to go, and we go to the gate of the pool so we can go back to my buddy's apartment, and this little short dude with blue hair staying there
God.
talking crap, and I should have known then. Because the four of us, we were pretty big guys, and then this little short dude's there talking crap. He had backup. He had to have backup, right? That's what you would think. Backup or
No.
balls of steel. So
Balls of
he's
steel.
escorting us back to the apartment. We're telling him, hey, we're just going back. Leave us alone, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking a lot of crap. And one of our friends, who shall remain unnamed,
Remain nameless. Yeah.
started talking crap back. So this guy's like, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I should pop you. So said friend says, you know what then? Fine. Pop me.
Oh no, I know this story.
So the guy swings, and my buddy gets out of the way somehow. And then Oblivious Tip kind of turns, and bam! Back into a bush, just fall over. And I'm struggling to get out. One friend's gone, other friend's gone. Look around, don't see the other friend.
No. You're not telling this right. We had another friend there that did something with the super soaker.
Yeah, I'm not there
Oh,
yet.
okay, go on.
So I look around, and I don't see the third friend. And I was like, oh shit, they left me out here. So I get out of the bush, and I start running. And I see two other guys running towards me. I thought, well, this is where I die. And then I hear, fuck, he just hit me. And my buddy that I lost had a full super soaker and smacked the guy that started everything right upside the head and split him from here to here.
He hit him with the handle of the super soaker.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm at this point, I'm like, okay. And the two other guys just run past me, and I run into his house, and I'm running upstairs. And the only thing I can think of is, oh my god, I gotta help my friend. It's 3-on-1, and those are just bad odds. So I find a baseball bat and I start to go downstairs, and my other two friends grab me and they're like, no, and they push me in the bathroom. It's like, well, so and so's mom's gonna start freaking out. So we hear his mom downstairs. I'm already freaking out. And
Great impression.
It's how
That's
she
exactly
sounded. Yeah.
so
Where's my
Every-
son? You forgot that
everything calms down. Her son walks back into the house, and he looks fine. Like when he walks in, he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, well, I fought him off. I look fine." And then friend that said, "Hey, pop me," goes, "Hey, you're bleeding from the back of your head." And he takes his hand and he passes out. Ambulance is there and everything. And I'm looking around, and the EMT's like, "Hey, I got to check you out." I was like, "Why? I just got punched." He's like, "I got to check you out." I was like, "Why? I just got punched." And I had split my eye, like that far open.
Oh, nice.
So the blood was everywhere, and I'm looking around. I was like, "Where'd all this blood come from?" It came from me.
We suspect Tip had a concussion and didn't know about it.
Yeah. So they stitched me up and everything. Next day at school, or next Monday at school, I was getting so much attention from the ladies. It was awesome.
And so began the fascination with getting hurt.
Because you
Yeah.
got hit by a guy that was provoked by another nameless friend. I'm not going to say his name.
Look, Pat, when it comes to the ladies, it doesn't matter how the attention happens. It just matters
The,
that
the,
it
the
happens.
best part about it
What if
is
you
the
can't
nameless
see them?
friend. The nameless
on.
friend had a crush on this girl, but because of my injury, her and I started hanging out way more.
You're an awful friend.
Are we talking about the one
horrible
that
friend.
wound up with Jay?
No.
Okay.
This was not Jesse's girl.
Oh, okay. Good song reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one that's been a lifelong friend for a long time, and things just never panned out. I can't figure out how to make things pan out.
That's awful.
She
My best friend in high school, who also happened to be my cousin.
You slept with her.
I hope you don't say that you made
kidding.
things pan out.
No. When it came to the ladies, he had my back.
Yeah.
So, one of my cousins got married, and his new wife's side of the family came down, and we met two of her cousins, which technically weren't related to us.
Yeah.
And anyway, I started talking to the one girl, and we hit it off. But what I didn't know was that she was only talking to me to get closer to my cousin,
Yeah.
not the one that got married, my close cousin.
Yeah.
And he never told me that he was doing this, but they were talking. This is back in the ICQ days.
Oh wow.
So like, yeah, a long time ago. So
For
I'd
our
be talking to
listeners
her
that
thinking
don't
things
know.
are going great, but then she's turning around and like, she's talking to him.
You should probably explain
Yeah.
ICQ real quick. Tips right. What is ICQ?
What is ICQ?
Go on. For our listeners.
It's like the earliest fucking chat program ever.
There you go. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just so our younger
number-
listeners know what
you
we're talking about.
And the
You
little
didn't have a
notification will go,
screen name.
uh-oh.
You didn't have a screen name. You had a number.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Go on.
Anyway, so I didn't know that he was. Well, I knew that they were talking because we were like all friends, but I didn't know like she was making moves on him and he was like letting it happen. Anyway, long story short, what ended up happening was she decided one day, I guess things were going well enough with my cousin Steve that she didn't want to talk to me anymore. I'm like, that sucks. And then he hits me up on ICQ and he's like, yeah, so me and Jasmine are dating now. And I'm like, what the fuck? Fast forward 2 days later, I'm at his house and he's talking to her on ICQ and he's like, dude, watch this. I'm like, what? So he starts typing to her and he's like, hey, how's it going? You know, what's up? She's like, oh, hey, big smiley face and shit. He's like, you know what my favorite song is? And she says, no, I don't think he told me that yet. And he goes, November Rains, Guns N' Roses. And she goes, oh yeah, why? He goes, it has my favorite lyric in it. And she goes, what's that? He goes, nothing lasts forever and we both know hearts can change. Did you really think you could fuck over my cousin like that? Get out of my life.
Oh, damn.
He didn't tell me until that fucking moment that I was sitting beside him. He's like, dude, I've been playing her for weeks.
Whoa.
What? Your
Like, I love
cousin's
you,
a
man.
dick. Your cousin.
He is
I
a
don't know if that's a-
spectacular, masterful, manipulative dick.
He is my hero.
Good man.
Yeah, he's my hero, and I've never met the guy.
That
Dude,
is
he's
awesome.
got so many exploits. Like, I wish he didn't have the job that he had and he could actually come into the podcast because you guys would just never stop laughing.
Get him on here. Get him on here.
The
We want to hear his
stupid
stories.
shit that we've done and everything else. He's a cable guy, but he works like away from where he lives.
Oh, really?
So every morning he drives an hour and a half to get to work.
Oh, so it's not something
And then
where
works
we have
like
to hide
12
his
hours?
identity.
No, and then he works like 12 hours, drives back home.
Can you?
So he, like, basically he just works and sleeps, and he has a baby. So like he would never have time to be on here, unfortunately. Because I've thought about it a lot.
Can
I'm
you
like,
do
man,
something with him, like when he has a holiday or something, like an interview, and then we can play it in the middle of the podcast?
dude, what I could do is the next time I see him, I'll just turn my camera on.
Yes, do that.
And me and him will just have like our typical back and forth, like, dude, do you remember this? Which leads to, do you remember that? Oh fuck, do you remember that night? You know, do you remember the time fucking Buddy walked into a glass door, pissed drunk?
Nice.
It's just dumb shit like that. And like, I mean, I could do that.
I don't have.
I would love to expose him to the world.
Yes.
Because he makes me I could be in the shittiest of moods. Call him up. 2 seconds. He's got me laughing so hard.
That's why we need him on here. We need him here.
I know, right?
Get an interview with him. Start him off that way. Let's see how that works out. I like that. But
I could.
yeah, or if he's available one day when he's off, we'll just plan a special podcast day. We'll do it that day because that's awesome.
Could try.
Okay.
Could try that.
Now, I don't have a story that can match that, but I do have a good story. Okay? I would like to tell the story of my senior year military ball. Now, the military ball is kind of like the prom for people who are in ROTC.
Wait, didn't you tell this one?
Did I really?
You ripped a contact that night or something?
No, that's my prom. That was the actual senior prom.
Okay.
This is different because I was a battalion
Okay.
commander, and it's like they prep you for the military, basically. It sounds important, but I mean, it was a lot of work and crap.
I was the commander.
I sound like anyway. Let's not get into that. But there was a military ball, and I was looking for a date to go on the military ball. Now, somebody was said, "Hey, Pat, I know somebody who might want to go to the military ball with you." And I wonder who that person was.
I don't have the faintest idea.
No? Okay.
No.
Right.
No.
Okay. So it wasn't Tip, but there was this guy named Walter that said, "Hey, there's this friend that I made from a nearby high school. We'll call her L, and she would like to go to the military ball with you." And I said, "Hey, that's great. I would love that. That would be awesome." And so he said, "Why don't you two go hang out at the mall first?" So we went to go hang out at the mall, and she's telling me about her life, and she loves pink elephants, and she drove this. Was it you were driving at some point?
Yeah.
But that was later. We were driving at the mall and everything.
I wasn't driving. Walter was driving.
Walter was driving. That's right, Walter.
Tip wasn't there.
No, absolutely. Who am I talking about? What's going on? I got too confused. And I remember that we're like, okay, well, hey, we're getting along great. She was a tuba player at her school. I was a tuba player at my school.
And I believe that was the whole reason
we even
for the setup.
Right.
Thinking in his simple mind, Pat plays the tuba, she plays the tuba.
It's a great recipe, yeah. And honestly, she was nice. Not completely my type, but nice, you know. And let's say, hey, I love to hang out with cool people, so I hang out with her. And my good friend Walter decided he was going to drive us to the military ball, and
he was really being a good friend.
Well, you were there too. You know who I'm talking about. Well, you know who Walter. Yeah.
He was being a really good friend. Pat didn't have a driver's license because he didn't accomplish that until he was like 29.
22. Go on.
Jesus.
Different story. Go on.
So this mutual good friend of ours was asked and said, "Okay, I'll give you a ride," because he knew where Elle lived and he knew where Pat lived, and
Right, makes sense.
And so Walter was so kind to drive, and we started off this wonderful date.
1996 Ford Windstar minivan.
Oh man.
And I made the mistake of placing my sunglasses at the time down on the ground as I wanted to welcome my date in with great, valor and great wisdom. I wanted them to see the
As
eyes.
it was explained to me, he put them where the parking brake is.
I put them
And
on the
her
ground.
house was on a hill that was literally like this.
Mhm.
So Walter, being lazy, put the parking brake on.
And did not notice that there was a component of the parking brake that went down and crushed my sunglasses. So I'm not saying that Walter may have destroyed my, my sunglasses that night. That was only at the beginning. But basically, I'm going to leave it at this.
Oh no! You got to go through the whole story because it's pretty.
No, I as far as I remember, is that we spent the entire military ball hanging out and we had a good time. But I remember I was dancing with her at the beginning of the military ball. But I was not dancing with her at the end of the military ball. Now, Walter was my best friend at the time. So this was very confusing to me at the time. What do you think he was thinking, Tip? I mean, I'm curious.
I don't know, but I know he was asked the question, "Hey, who's your date?"
Oh, okay. This is new information. Go on.
Yeah, Sergeant Williams, he was the instructor, asked Walter, "Hey, who's your date? She seems nice."
So you're pinning it on Sergeant Williams.
No, I'm not.
Somebody at Dan or nobody else knows who the hell he is.
Okay, so everyone knows that Walter's Tip, and there's more to this story.
Go on.
More to this story.
That's it. Show's over.
Because not only did I screw over Pat with the same girl, But she was dating this guy I used to hang out with. We'll call him F.
Oh yeah, okay, I know who you're talking about.
And
It's good that you don't know who he's talking about.
one day we all, Pat wasn't involved in this, but me, F,
And L.
L lived there because it was her house.
All right.
Me, F, Chase. We've talked about Chase, so we can use his name. And a couple other friends went to go hang out with L's brother, whose name also happens to be Pat.
Okay.
So we're all there, and we're going up the stairs to go play games, and I just start watching because I can't even remember what movie they were watching, but I stopped on the stairs and I was watching the movie, and her mom says, "Well, don't just stand on the stairs. Come down, sit on the couch, and watch the movie." And Chase does the same thing. Oh, brother, where art thou? That's what it was. I was intrigued by the singing. So I go and I sit down. I'm watching the movie. Chase is sitting on another couch watching a movie, and L is sitting on the same couch as me, but on the opposite side. At some point, I fell asleep because the movie really wasn't that entertaining. But I woke up, and my arm was around her. She was laying there, and what woke me up is F comes down. I fucking knew it! And storms out the door.
So basically, not only
Two friends.
did Tip usurp her from me, he usurped her from her boyfriend.
I know.
That happened.
Do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
But it worked
that
out
was
fine
back-
because she was very pretty and she had a great personality, but I wasn't that interested in her. She was a good friend.
There you have it. He's just not that into you.
I was interested.
Yeah,
I just didn't know it. Mm-hmm. I really, that was back when I didn't try.
maybe that's
And now that
now you're trying too hard.
Because now that I'm trying, and it's kind of like I'm so lonely.
You know what I need to do is just pretend to go get another girlfriend and then introduce you, and then that's it. I'm done. You're set to go.
Yep.
Anyway,
April,
so
I need to borrow Pat. I'm gonna hook him up with this girl. What? Don't worry, it's gonna work out perfectly for me.
if it's any testament though, Dan, of how mixed up the relationship concoction was when we were in high school. We went to Oro Grande one time, and while we were there,
Pause.
yo,
I don't need lessons in complication. I literally have two sets of cousins who are brother and sister and cousins.
I knew it. Tip, what I was saying earlier was true.
I'll explain that after your story. But
Please
What's
do.
the name of your city, Dan? I really want to
Now
know.
I have to. Do they require blood tests there? Okay, so I'm gonna go through
It's
this.
not. It's not as gross as you think.
Okay, I want to get.
It's logical, but it's fucked up.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'll get into my story quick because I really want to hear that. Basically, what ended up happening is that we went to this one place called Oro Grande, and in El Paso, it's like a canyon. It's a big open area, and our friend Julian, who is a part of the Jackass Express podcast, took us there, and he loves it there. And
Julian's the one that got me punched, and damn it.
you weren't supposed to say that was okay. Julian was the one who got tip punched,
Yeah.
and basically he likes taking everybody out there. He has no sensory when it comes to people or weird awkwardness. Everybody's his friend, so he goes out. He's like Johnny in that way, where he's just everybody's his friend. Well, he took a girl named S and another girl named S, and one of the S's was my ex-girlfriend from high school, from my junior year. And he was also bringing along his, at the time, girlfriend.
Let's throw.
I don't
want to
give that part away yet. I don't want to give that part away
No,
yet.
let's throw this into reverse for a second.
Okay.
Both the S's were his ex-girlfriend.
No. Only one of the S's was his ex-girlfriend. Otherwise, there's a whole world of explaining that I didn't realize.
Jeff Daniels and One Eye both dated Julian.
I'm not talking about One Eyes, and I'm not talking about Jeff Daniels. I'm talking about my ex-girlfriend from junior year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which I don't want to mention her name
forgot
because I don't
about
want to get in
her.
trouble. Yeah, well, I forgot about her too. But here's the thing: we had been broken up at the time, and it was my senior year, and ironically, it was right before military ball, and we went out to Oro Grande, and Julian brought his girlfriend at that time. I think this is how the story goes. Tip, help me out here. Two girls. He brings his girlfriend at the time and her best friend.
Yes.
Well, then we go out there, and Julian's the type that likes to go into these caves and all these things, and and drill on like rocks and stuff. That's who he is. He's a Boy Scout. He's an Eagle Scout. He does that stuff. Well, while we were there, I had mentioned to my ex-girlfriend, hey, military ball is coming up. We went last year. Would you like to go this year? And she told me, no, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
To my unbeknownst
Ask your
knowledge, it was
ex-girlfriend.
an earshot of Julian's girlfriend at the time, and her best friend. Well, come to find out later that
Wait, this was your senior year?
this was my senior year, I believe.
Oh, so this is one before. That's why you were so eager to let me hook you up with somebody.
Well, because I needed a date, and I'd like Lieutenant Commander can't show up to the military ball without a date, so it didn't matter. And at that point, I was like, whatever. Well, obviously the summer passed in this, and I came back, and then come to find out that Julian's girlfriend at the time, which is this other story that we'll tell later on, who heard me asking out my ex-girlfriend, was actually April. So that's how I first met April, and I didn't realize it at the time.
Wait, back up. I missed something.
He met his wife while being shot down by his ex-girlfriend to go to a dance.
Oh.
So let me tell you how
Like a
confusing
champ.
this gets.
Like a champion. Go on, Tip.
I left El Paso to go on a tour with my friend's band. They played 2 cities. I just tagged along. We were gone like a month. I came back. When I left, Julian was dating April. Audrey was just along for the ride. They were trying to hook her up with Pat's brother, but Pat's brother kept saying no, 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 because unbeknownst to us, he was dating his future wife.
Also, Johnny was too short. Go on.
So I leave. I come back, and we're all hanging out at Julian's house watching TV. And Pat and April are cuddled up together. Julian and Audrey are cuddled up together. And I'm just sitting there.
Did I miss something?
What? What?
Yeah. Exactly.
What basically happened is my best friend met the perfect girl for me. Somewhere along the line realized that he actually was in love with her best friend. And then he tells me, hey, you know what? I know this girl that you would really like, and I'll get into that story later. And basically it just wound up that he wound up with her best friend, and it turned out that she actually liked me, and that's how we wound up.
Have you met Pat?
Yeah, that's basically what happened. He
Yeah.
Barney Stinsoned me.
That's awesome.
So
And he tried. Julian means well. He wants everyone to be happy. And he tried to Barney Stinson me once, but it didn't work out. That girl was just not right for me.
yeah. Well, anyway, the point of the story is Tip stole my date.
Yeah.
So go on. Dan, tell us about the crossbreeding that occurs in Canada.
Okay, so in case you're curious, like I said,
Oh,
it's not as hillbilly redneck fucking weird as you think it is.
Except now he has
I
to
don't
find
have
his
a pen.
notepad.
No, I was looking for a pen because it'd be easier to write it. So, my family members that are involved, aunt and uncle, are my dad's brother and sister.
Okay.
Okay. So, my Uncle Michael's current wife was with somebody before him
Mm-hmm.
and had 2 kids. Well, she had one way before that. She has 3, and she had 2 kids with this guy. And then they broke up. And that guy went on to date my aunt and have a kid with her.
Okay.
And then girl number 1, who is now my aunt, then met my Uncle Mike and married him. So by marrying him, they're half brother and sister, but they're also cousins because
Married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
like I said, it's not as like I just like to fuck
Oh.
with people and be like, I got cousins that are brother and sister, and they go, what? And I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, it's not that bad. It's
That
just a
really
fucked up
is-
situation. It's a result of a small town,
Yeah.
Thank
is what it is.
God that's where the
2
story ended.
unrelated people to our family got together and had 2 kids.
Oh, okay.
The guy ended up with my aunt. The girl ended up with my uncle. More kids were made, and then marriage happened, and yeah.
So okay, it must be a little bit confusing because your current aunt, she had kids with her now cousin, I guess by marriage.
No. So dude is no longer like he was. He basically got my aunt pregnant and then fucked off.
Oh, okay. But
Like, I have no idea who the guy is.
okay.
And I don't.
So what is the because you said they had a baby, right? The guy and your aunt, right?
The guy and my married into aunt and my blood aunt.
Okay. So then there's baby there, and then on your uncle's side, where he married his former wife, right? Had kid. Okay, she had kids with him first.
Pat, you're
You're
making this
overcomplicating.
wait. Yeah.
Let me use language you'll understand.
Beer.
Name's Pat.
That's not Old English. Is
Okay.
it?
No.
Whoops. Mystery Man. Auntie Diane.
No, wait.
Who's not related by blood.
Wait, I understand this part. I want to
They
know
have
what the
two babies.
relationship of the kids are. Are they cousins?
They have 2 babies.
Okay.
Then he fucks off.
Right.
Auntie Diane's left alone. Buddy comes back, finds my aunt. Baby. Then he fucks off again. Now he's gone. We don't know him. So my aunt is now a single mother. My aunt by blood. And then the aunt that already had the 2 babies with the guy that fucked off marries my
Auntie
uncle.
Diane.
Auntie Diane marries Uncle Mike. They're still together. They have no kids together, but he raised her 3 kids. So, yeah, they're cousins. I guess it's like half cousins, but they're also half brother and sister
But they're one family.
because they share the same dad, but they have different mothers. They're half siblings. But because she married my uncle,
I love it. It's so wonderfully complicated.
it's not though. You're complicating it way more. Tip
Well,
understand.
no, I understand it. I was just wondering what the relationship of the kids are. Are they cousins?
No, they call each other brother and sister,
Oh, okay. All right.
but that's their choice.
Because they're technically brother, sister / cousins.
because they can go, yeah, they can call themselves whatever.
They're technically Southern.
Yes,
That sounds like a redneck situation if I ever heard one.
it does. Like that's what I said. Like I like meeting new people and being like, I'm kind of a redneck. I'm like, what do you mean?
Nah, there's nothing wrong
Well,
with that. There you go.
Have
then
you
I
guys?
throw that at them. Speaking of being a redneck, I'm about to become more of a redneck
What's that?
because I got a new job.
You did. That's right. I saw that.
So I applied to Cabela's, which is a sporting goods store.
We have
of
those in
sorts.
the States. Yeah.
It's like a sporting goods mega store, really.
Yeah, and
Well,
you
they-
can go in.
Guns
I
and
like
ammo,
to go
hunting
in.
equipment, decoys, fishing. Apparently, there's a fudge shop.
Nice.
I like to go in. I don't know if Pat's ever been to a Cabela's, but when you go in, they have that little like museum area where you can see animals that were killed and stuffed.
I've never been. I've never been there. What will you be doing exactly, Dan?
I applied for a receiver,
Okay.
but I'm not sure. I don't remember what she said when she offered me the position because I was just too excited that they were calling back. So I had my interview like 3 weeks ago, and the guy at the end, who, if you'll remember, if you follow me on Twitter, his name was Forrest, and I was distracted the entire interview because I thought, if I get this job and he's my boss, how long before I yell "Run, Forrest, run," or or ask something to the effect of "What's the best bait for shrimp?" or
Is your wife in love with that movie too? Is that what this is?
no,
Oh, okay.
no. I don't know. Anyway,
Oh, there's a fun story about
We're
that.
talking about Forrest Gump, by the way, people.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you
I
got
applied
the
for a
job.
receiver, and then so he told me,
Oh
that-
my God!
Wait, hold on. Tip.
You're Lieutenant Dan.
yeah.
That's true.
He told me that no later than like they would give me enough time to give a proper 2 weeks notice to my current job.
Yeah.
And he also told me the orientation would start August 3rd. So by my calculations, they should have called me by the 20th, so 6 days ago,
Okay.
because we're recording this on the 26th anyway. And then I didn't get a call, so I just assumed, shit, I didn't get it. And then Friday, this past Friday, I woke up and there was an email in my inbox saying, "Hey, Cabela's has requested a back check. Can you fill out this information?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, I guess." And so I filled all that out, and then Monday morning she called me. So like I had completely given up on it, thinking, I'm gonna be stuck in this fast food job. Which, if that's your thing, that's totally cool. But it's totally not my thing. I'm just like, I'll do a good job, but I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I'm finally getting out of fast food. I'm going back to retail, which is my strength. I'm so excited. Plus, it's not groceries, so people that are shopping there aren't like, I would assume, won't feel entitled because they're there for leisure activities, not bread and milk and eggs. So I was just like, and then she was like, "Yeah, so we're gonna offer you something." And I don't remember what the hell she said, but I remember I filled out receiver first. So, I mean, I don't care where they put me, but
it's a different kind of entitled.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but it's not.
Do they sell AR-15s in your Cabela's?
I don't know. The store's not done yet.
Oh.
Like,
wow.
it's being built, and we're all being hired and brought in, and we will set up the store.
Is your ankle going to be set to go by then?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it should be fine.
It'd be funny if you limped in the first day. Hi, everybody. So,
Yeah,
wow.
so,
That's crazy. Well, congratulations on the job.
Weird because I had totally given up on it, and I'm like, fuck, I guess I'm going to have to look back to the job search grind, And then I get the back check thing, and my uncle's like, well, if they're asking to do a criminal back check on you, then they're not good. That costs them money, so they're not going to waste money if they're not intending to hire you.
Right.
So I'm like, well, that's good.
So my first career out of college, my first career job, well, a real job.
Chicken plant?
Yeah. Not
Chili factory.
No, chicken plant. Chili factory was my first real job out of high school.
Oh, okay.
Then I backslid and became a waiter, and then I sold some Slurpees. Then I was a volunteer for a while.
They don't sell Slurpees at Circle K.
They call them something else. I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
Frosters?
Tasty Freeze or
Slurpee
something.
is a trademark.
Froster.
Yeah.
Froster.
Yeah,
if it's
Froster.
If it's a Max company, it's Froster.
Yeah, it's a Froster. So, my first real job, the only reason I applied with that company is because I was hanging out with my friend and I thought she was really cute and she wanted to apply there. And they called her first and interviewed with her first, and then they called me. And long story short, I got the job and she didn't.
I had that happen to me.
Yep. And
when I first moved up here, I went out job searching with a friend, and we got called for the same place. She had way more experience in the grocery store, like as a cashier. Like, she recited PLU codes to the lady. She was like, "Look, I still remember," and she rattled off like 10. She's like, "I still remember them." She didn't get hired. I got hired.
Well, and that's the thing. It's my friend. She graduated summa cum laude or whatever. She was like top of the class. Involved in all.
Isn't summa cum laude like second?
Second, I don't know.
It's still.
Because magna cum laude is like top of the class.
It took me 10 years to finish.
It's better than what my level was, which was incomplete.
If we're comparing her and me, education. If we're comparing her and I based on school, this is her. This is me.
Never went.
No, I went. I just never finished.
So,
Sorry, Tim, go on.
like, really, they should have looked at her and been like, "Oh yeah, you're everything we want." This guy talks better.
Well, you know what?
Well, all right, guys, we are almost at an hour.
Oh, oops. Okay, didn't even see that.
Time flies when you're having fun, but if you got final thoughts, we're going to throw them in now because we got to get this thing wrapped up.
Okay, my final thought is never let Tip sit you out on a date. He will steal her. And crush your sunglasses.
Right? Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Tip.
I haven't had a proper date in a year.
That's the saddest thing I've heard all day.
Karma! I'm sorry, go on. And Dan?
Well, that's all you got. So a couple things for the channel.
Oh, yeah.
Number one, Ghostbusters is back.
In full force.
Pat and I have been replaced by 2 women.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a reboot.
I
Not a
would
reboot.
be honored if I was replaced by Leslie Jones. That would be my dream come true, being replaced by Leslie Jones. By the way.
Which one's that?
She's the Winston. She's I don't know what her name is in the new Ghostbusters, but she's an amazing SNL actress, and I love her.
You know what? I don't find her that funny at all.
Well, I mean, tomato, man. That's fine.
I don't know how she got on SNL.
She is
Anyway.
in your face. Okay, I'm sorry. Big discussion. We're ending here.
Yeah,
I
oh
love
God.
you, Leslie Jones. by the
We
way.
can maybe get into the Ghostbusters movie next week. Maybe by then I might have actually gone to see it.
We gotta go see it. Tip. Okay.
I haven't been able to go anywhere. Fuck, I can't play Pokemon Go. So, because I can't play Pokemon Go,
He's rolling his ankle.
I started playing Pokemon Blue
Oh.
and recording.
Okay.
So I recorded for like an hour with plans on like obviously cutting a lot of it out because nobody wants to sit and watch you grind Pokemon. So I figured I'd get like maybe a 5, 10, 15-minute video at most out of the hour. And then I spent 4 hours last night, or 4.5 hours last night, like grinding to level them up. And apparently I don't know how an emulator works, because I was using the in-game save function, going, oh, save my game, oh, save my game. Then I closed it, open it up today to pick up where I left off, last night, because I was going to go to bed, and then I thought, nah, I'm not that tired. Open it back up, nothing there.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, shit.
All right.
So I had to restart. This time I recorded for probably an hour and a half with my daughter.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of, because of Pokemon Go, she's getting familiar with the original 151 because that's what's in the game right now. And so I thought, what better way to connect with her than to go back and play the first Pokemon game I ever played with her. And, she's familiar with the Pokemon because we've been playing Go.
Awesome. Love it.
So you can expect, I don't know when to expect that because it's going to take a lot of editing and a lot of grinding to record. So I don't know when I'll start releasing it, but if you guys want to, basically what I did right now, I'm going to let you know. I have 3 Pokemon that I want to keep as long as I can, basically. And that's the Squirrel that I started with, a Pidgey, and what's the other one? I have a Pikachu, but I don't know. I'm not really attached to it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just
give me in the comments down below. I'll keep an eye on it. Give me 3 other Pokemon to complete my team, and I will keep them until the end. I think I mentioned it in the first recording, but again, because I don't know when I'm going to upload it.
Jigglypuff.
Well, that pissed me off too because I had just caught a Jigglypuff last night, and then I closed it out, and then I lost it. But anyway, it is what it is. So if you throw me,
Pokemon Go.
I need 3 more.
Okay.
Just tell me.
Speaking of Pokemon Go, the thing works.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Got the fire kitty. I mean, the electric kitty. Like it.
Also, yeah, we're wrapping up. Tip. Stop.
Yeah. I just got my second win. The headache's gone.
Last thing. Also, I forgot to mention here.
Just the tip.
Yeah, just a tip. If you're watching this, came out on Wednesday. Ghostbusters comes out on Mondays. And we seem to have quite a backlog of those videos, so we're super excited about getting those out to you. Tip has been doing a fantastic job. I'm actually pissed at Tip because not only did he steal my date, but he's stealing more views in the Ghostbusters videos. So make sure to go and watch Just the Tip. It's amazing.
They're very short
Tip
episodes.
is very entertaining. And
Yeah.
I think it's because he talks about nothing the entire time.
Basically. So, and I do want to mention though, the idea originally for Just the Tip was supposed to be Tip giving advice, but not actually giving advice. And that just turned into what it's turning out to be now.
It's just
Well,
the Tip.
what I like about it.
It may take a turn again and turn
Yeah.
back into what we originally, but it was supposed to be originally just Tip talking, and we would ask him a question, and then he would just go off and not really answer the question, but kind of answer it.
Like real life.
Yeah.
That's
But anyway,
kinda
we'll
what-
see where that goes. So,
Yeah.
so now we have a 3-day lineup so far, and it'll eventually be a 4-day lineup when I get Pokemon going, but I don't know when I'll get that going. I might also stream Pokemon. Like, I might stream the grinding and stuff. Might be a good way to interact with fans. I haven't decided yet, but anyway.
Sounds good.
So Mondays is Ghostbusters, Wednesdays just the tip, Friday this podcast. Assuming we can get it out on time every week. I've kind of been slacking, and I had to catch up a whole bunch this week.
So last week you guys got 3.
Yeah. Bonus.
Yep.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's all I got. Don't forget, hit up the Society 6 store for all your favorite Why Did Ask For merchandise at society6.com/Why Did Ask For. That's society, the number 6.com/Why Did Ask For. Get one of those babies right
It's
there.
amazing.
Come in all sorts of colors. They're super soft and comfortable. Mugs are durable. They're great. Get yours today. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and hopefully we made you think, why did ask for?
Why did end?
Bye.
Stop stealing my dates, internet. Stop. I'm married now, by the way, so don't worry.